Swim lane, pool and lane. A pool represents one or more participants in a collaboration which contains a set of activities from other pools in the context of business to business or B2B context. A pool, if it has internal details, may be mostly process specific information such as tasks, activities, flow, gateway, etc. But if it does not have any information, is considered a black box. A lane, on the other hand, is a subpartition within a process whenever the process spread across multiple lanes. Lanes are typically used to categorize and organize activities. So actually, within a pool, there may be lanes. A few lanes make up a pool. So that is the basic differentiation. So in this diagram, if you really see, the first one shown is a pool which has a name. And the second one is a pool with a name, but it is shared by two lanes. Lane number 1 and lane number 2 make up the pool with name. So that is the difference. So this is an example of how a pool can be used in a collaboration mode. This annotates an example where there exists collaboration between two users involved in a manufacturing process. The first person is Robert, who has got a task 1 to complete, and when he completes it, he passes the control to Raman, who now gets notified within his own pool that the task Robert has taken is over. And he does task 2, Raman does task 2, and it will be done with the process. So if you really see from a pool perspective, Robert has a pool where he starts a process, does task 1, passes the control to Raman, and then he's done with the process. Raman is notified whenever Robert completes the task in a message event, and he does it in his own pool where he has to complete a task which is task 2, and then he's done with it. So the second person, Raman, gets the control from Robert and does task 2 and then is done with the process. So here each person or conductor is having a participant pool, and the collaborative efforts get them to complete both task 1 and task 2. Now this one is another approach to how a pool can be designed. Okay. So in the next approach, the pool, which is named as food delivery chain, has two participants. One is a baker who has got his own lane, and then there is cake delivery boy who has got his own lane. So baker, in his lane, what he does is that he bakes the cake upon notification from the customer that a cake needs to be ordered, or there is an existing order for a cake. And then he bakes the cake and he passes the control over to cake delivery boy, who in his lane delivers the cake and then takes all the money, and then he comes to the end of the process. So the first lane belongs to a baker who bakes cake upon an event message notification, which is a start event indicating an order to bake cake. And then he does bake cake and pass the cake to the second lane, which is the cake delivery boy's lane, and by virtue of a sequential flow, this arrow is sequential flow, and he passes that cake to the cake delivery boy, who delivers the cake in a task and then takes all the money, and he comes to the end of the process. So the cake delivery boy, upon getting the cake made by the baker, now has a task to complete, and that is to deliver the cake, and then the sequential flow gets to the end event. So that is another approach.